In this lesson, we're going to be doing basic keyboard commands that everybody should know. We're going to start with just this first row of the keyboard. So like if you're looking at a keyboard, we're doing that bottom row. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to move on up as the series goes on. We'll go to that second row, third row. Whoa, I disappeared for a second. But we're going to do different rows right here. If I miss something, that's probably because it's going to come in a later episode. We're going to be doing 6 different commands. We're going to start with our first one. So our first one that we're going to do is Control C. For this one right here, this is like one of the most basic ones. You might have seen it on, if you're on a Google Doc, and that's Control C for copy. So like if I'm just taking a phrase, if you right click, it's going to say it right there, Control C. This is a shortcut. So that instead of having to highlight it, right click, hit copy, all you can do is just hit Control C, and then that's going to be copied. Now it doesn't matter on your computer what program you're going to be on. As you'll see in just a moment, this is copied. And that's going to go right into our next one, which is Control V, which is paste. Now a lot of people think, well, isn't it Control P for paste? But if you do that, it's actually going to print. So P for print, V for paste. I don't know how that works. It's probably because it's right next to C. So anyways, these two work hand in hand. So I'm going to copy this phrase because this is so exciting. And I'm going to hit Control V, and there you go. It's going to pop up in there. So this doesn't matter if you're on a different tab. I'm going to just do it right here again. I'm going to hit Control V, and it pops up again. And this goes with applications as well. For instance, if I go onto Microsoft Word right here and I hit Control V, it's going to pop up. If I go down into Notepad, it's going to pop up. So it doesn't matter what application you're on, it's always going to be there. So let me go back here and let me show you a good example of what to use that for. So like right here, instead of trying to copy this one by one, what you can do is, let's say you're working with vocab. So you're going to take all this, we're going to hit Control C, and then we're going to go to our Microsoft Word assignment. Say we're working on school, I'm going to hit Control V, and as you can see, it gives you a nice bulleted list right there. So that is a quick way of doing that. And this is the same thing too. You can put this in any program, okay? So we know how to copy, we know how to paste. Keep in mind that your paste is not going to change until you change your copy. So if I want to copy this, and then I go back, hit Control V, there we go. It's going to pop up. And you can hit Control V and you can repeat it a bunch. So there's C and there's V. Now we're going to bounce to the next one, which we're going to go back on our keyboard a bit. If we're looking at our keyboard,
cold is the void.
We just did C, we did V, and we're actually going to bounce to X. So X, I like to think of it as like a pair of scissors. So like for instance, let's just pretend that we want to cut out some of these words and use them in some other assignment. So I'm going to highlight this, I'm going to hit Control X, and now it's cut out. And then I can go into another document and hit Control V, and there it is. Keep in mind that this doesn't always work on everything. So like, let me show you. So let's take this title. Instead of copying this, I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to do Control X. Let's go here and let's hit Control V, and let's paste that in there. And as you can see, it's not working. So Control X is only going to work if it is words that can be like removed. So like for up here, you can see up here, Control X, those words can disappear. This, I can't cut the actual web page, so that's not going to work. So Control X, that is best when you want to move things around. So like instead of copying this and then pasting it and then deleting this, the easier thing to do is to just cut it, paste it. Alright, so it just kind of makes it a little bit easier. Now we're going to do the one next to X, which is Z. Now Z is very useful. Let's just jump back to Google Chrome and let's just hit Control Z and see what happens. Okay, nothing's happening. So that's the one thing you got to keep in mind, is that some of these commands don't work on certain applications. You have to kind of be aware of that. Let's try it on this page. Let's see if this works. Control Z. Okay, so that's not working either. Well, let's go to Microsoft Word and let's hit Control Z. Okay, so it just undid what I just put right there. So Control Z, it basically undoes your last action. There we go. So now it's completely gone. Now in a later episode we'll get to Control Y, which is the opposite, but that's for another time. If you're on like a Google Doc, I hear kids be like, "Oh, they deleted my stuff, how do I get it back?" Just hit Control Z and it'll give you it back. So we've done Z, X, C, V, undo, cut, copy, paste, and now we're gonna do B. So this one is very straightforward. So let's go back, and B is bold.
Would you look at that?
So this is, if you're on like a Google Doc or Word document, this is just gonna bold things and not bold things. Now we're gonna go do our final one, which is Control N. If you look at Control N, I pull out my keyboard I got here. Now it's a long reach to go to Control N right here. Kind of hurts the fingers a bit. I got long fingers, but we don't want to be doing that. What you want to do for Control N is you want to hit the control button that's going to be in this corner, and then that's what you're going to want to hit. Just keep that in mind. That's why this guy's over here to hit this side. We're going to ignore M for right now. We're just going to do N. Control N. All right, what does that do? Let's test it out. Okay. So Control N basically makes a new tab.
Wrong.
Or like a new, I shouldn't say new tab, new application. As you can see, this opens up a brand new window in my Google Chrome, Microsoft Word, Control N. It opens up a brand new document. C is copy, V is paste, X is cut, Z is undo, B is bold, and N is new window. That's just part one. Those are on that first row. We'll do the next row in the next video, where we'll look at, A, S, D, F, G. But you're going to be using this first row a lot more than that second row. So I hope that helped, and we'll look at that next row in a little bit.